This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Tuesday, September 6th. We got a hell of a show for you today. We got Chad Anheliger, first ever Chad on the show. Awesome interview with him before his fight at UFC 279. Once we wrap up that, we give our UFC Paris recap. If you don't follow us on YouTube, we already posted it there, but obviously got to put on the audio versions as well, so check that out. And we wrap up with our winners and losers for the week. But without further ado, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Listen on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, any other podcasting platform. Hit that follow, leave a review, tell your friends. We're growing quickly now. But without further ado, let's go on and dive on into Chad Anheliger. We are joined by a very special guest. He quit his full-time job to go all in on fighting. Breaking news, I guess. We're joined by Chad Anheliger. My man, what's up? How does it feel to be a full-time fighter?
It's hard. I thought it was going to be easier. I thought I'd have all this extra time to relax and recover, but all it really means is I just book myself with more and more training. So yeah, I've been very busy, but it's paying off. I feel great. I get to really focus on training and recovery and just putting on great fights. So that's what I'm going to do.
Love to hear it. Wait, so you said you're booking more training. Are you training other people, or are you just like booking more training for yourself?
I do a little bit of coaching at our gym, but no, I book myself. So I have a bunch of other coaches, and I try to schedule my weeks. Like I every Monday, depending on how I'm feeling for being banged up or injured, I book my training week. So I book with my boxing coach, my Muay Thai coach, my jiu-jitsu coach, my strength and conditioning. So I'm always kind of just sprinkling them all over through the week, and I've just been adding and adding and adding. Now that I got more time for it.
They do have just a little bit more time, No more boat servicing. I do have to ask this though, and I don't know if this is just like a tradition thing or whatever, but like, why does every Canadian have a mullet minus a couple people, like in the UFC or in combat sports? On God, everyone has like a variation of it, or they have a mullet. Why is that?
I don't know the why. I don't know. I don't even know what made me want to do it. I went my whole life, 34 years of my life, never having one. And then for some reason, I think it's like an athletics thing. A lot of people that compete in sports seem to have it right now. I don't know. Just got to make it a bit different than the regular Canadian haircuts, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed randomly. Is like you, Aaron Jeffrey, Tanner Bozer, and I know there's others too, but those are the three off the top of my head just because you guys have all been on the show. But it's always been kind of interested by that. But and one more thing real quick. Your name is Chad, and there's this little, I don't know if you're aware of the internet kind of movement that is the Chad movement. Are you aware of the Chad movement?
Only a little bit. Like I actually don't know. Like I only know that it exists. I have no idea what it is or what it's about. So.
Okay, because I don't know. Maybe you're out training or something. Someone calls someone a Chad. You're like, wait, me? You're like, no, I'm calling him like a Chad. Like a compliment or whatever. Real quick, I'll give you a little breakdown of it. Pretty much just an attractive, sexually active dude. You apparently, like in the actual Urban Dictionary, it says a white male. But we don't discriminate here. It's for everyone. It kind of falls in that category. But that's what the Chad movement is. It's just so it's like example of this would be like Apollo Costa.
Well, that's not the worst. That's not the worst thing. I thought I was waiting for a way worse description, so I can handle it.
No. I say that if there's anything, if you were a Brad, for instance, you don't want to be called a Brad, but being called a Chad, no, you want to be called a Chad. But you're the first Chad. I mean, you're a little bit older, so you know what? They're taking your name and using it for it. So hey, take it for what it is. So
yeah, I set the mold, I guess. Yeah,
I guess so. Everyone wants to be Chad Anheliger. I guess that's what it is. Really, it really is. Let's talk about this fight, man. I mean, it is stylistically, I don't think you'd ask for a better fight, not just for the fans, but also for you. Heili Alateng, man, coming off the Jesse Strader fight. I'm stoked to argue this, not just for this stylist, this for the matchup, but also just you're going to be in front of fans, and you couldn't really ask for a better like dance partner than Heili Alateng.
That's what I think. The matchup is really a great matchup. I think it's going to be really exciting. I expect us both to really go for it. We're both durable. We both fight really hard, look for finishes. So I really expect a wild, scrambly, rock each other, cut each other. Like I really want this to have all aspects of a fight all in one fight. And I think he's the right dance partner for it. And then the energy off the crowd is just going to feed into that. It's going to be even better. So yeah, like this feels different. It feels exciting. It's one of those fights where I know going in it's going to be wild, and it gets me excited for training. I can't wait.
And then another thing too is like obviously kind of said it does feel different. When you had your debut, you're at the Apex, a couple hundred fans. Does this feel more like your UFC debut now that you're in front of like a full crowd?
It definitely will. Right now it's not too different, but I can tell. I've even feel it when I'm kind of envisioning my fight and doing some visualization. I see myself walking out in the crowd. It already feels different. I already get a little bit of jitters when I think about that. So that it's good, especially a fighter's been around as long as I have. I've got lots of fights. I've been doing it for a long time. You keep needing to add things to keep it exciting and keep me really super motivated. And that's exactly what this does. Every step up for me so far has just added the pressure, which adds my motivation, and it just is going to add to an even better performance.
And I feel like, I mean, I don't want to say, obviously, with this matchup too, like you're not, Alateng is, I mean, you have to look at every aspect of the martial arts, but he's not going to come out there and flying triangle you. Like, that's not something you really have to worry about. Does it kind of feel like the UFC is setting you guys up too to kind of have a fight of the night caliber fight? Because, as you said, you guys throw, you guys are both durable. It's just going to be high action the entire time.
I mean, I do think that. I think that I had a very tough fight in my contender series, and I think I impressed by pulling it off and getting the victory. And then the Strader matchup also was a favorable matchup. He really liked to bang and really liked to stand on his feet. Same thing, not a huge submission guy, but he could wrestle. Same with Alateng, and it just the ingredients were there for a really knock him down fight back and forth, which it did happen. And then I made good on my part. So they're giving me another, I think, favorable fan matchup. So I don't really want to make sure I don't say favorable matchup as in, an easier fight, because that is definitely not the case. Alateng is definitely legit. He's got a lot of good wins in the UFC too, a lot of power. He's durable, no doubt. But they are giving me the opportunity to get recognized by the fans by putting on a great fight. And for me, that's number one.
That's what I was going to say. It's like a really good opportunity for the fans to be like, oh, Chad Anheliger, he's a dog. He has great fights, fun fights. And that was kind of the thing I was going to bring up too, is just like, it's kind of that perfect example. Would you say Alateng might have the most power in like your career so far that you fought? Like, is he probably the guy who has the most power?
Probably. I fought similar guys that do have that kind of explosive power, but the way he's put guys down with his hands is probably the most danger that I've seen from my other opponents. But it's all similar. I've definitely fought similar guys.
And so real quick, now I remember, Jesse Strader, you guys didn't get fight of the night, did you? Because I don't think there was a fight of the night that night, wasn't it?
No. Oh, actually, I don't know if there's a fight of the night or not, but we didn't get I didn't get a performance bonus, and I was really bummed about it. But I did get I guess you call a locker room bonus after the fact, just for putting on a great fight. So really just felt awesome. So far, the UFC has been so good to me, and it's been such a fair alliance, I'd call it. They're giving me an opportunity. If I make the most of it, they're going to give me a bigger opportunity. If I make the most of it, they're going to give me a bigger. And that's what it feels like with this fight, pay-per-view, big crowd. I mean, there's fight nights sprinkled in all around this pay-per-view. They could easily put me on. But I feel like, I really made good on my last fight, and they're giving me an opportunity to do it again. And I plan on cashing on that.
Those locker room bonuses, that's one of the most under talked about things in like the entire in the sport, is like you guys do get rewarded a lot of the time. If you guys put on a fight, you don't get like the 50 G's that's posted everywhere. You still get some locker room bonuses. I was kind of surprised that you guys get fight of the night, and I think regardless, no matter what happens on this next Saturday or whatever, I think you're gonna get one of those bonuses in some way, shape, or form, whether it be a locker room or performance or fight of the night. Regardless, I do want to ask this. So obviously, beginning your career, you went 2-5, 5 submission losses. At what point in this like 12 fight win streak did you kind of maybe overcome that fear of going to the ground? You're like, okay, I'm not going to get submitted. We've overcome this fear. We've conquered it.
Yeah, it still hangs around me a little bit. I'm still I still have a little bit of fear, but that fear has motivated my training. I put myself with very tough and skilled grapplers all the time, and make sure that I'm being tested in that area all the time. So my confidence is super high. So all I keep doing is building on my confidence in the gym, in my grappling, and it's slowly transferring in the fight game more. And it's not my skill level. I've been a brown belt for a few years in jiu-jitsu. I've got good wrestling. It was the execution the night of. I was a little bit hesitant. It used to cause me some problems, but I've really overcome it. And one of the bigger turning points for sure was the Mew and Gafarov fight. He was a whatever you call it, world combat sambo champ, and supposed to have this, unbelievable grappling that was supposed to be levels above mine. Then when I got in there and felt it with him, it's like, I'm just as good as this guy, just because these guys put some titles on it, it doesn't mean nothing. I'm in the gym just as much as them, and I'm just as skilled as they are. So yeah, that part of my game keeps growing and growing and growing. And it actually, it feeds the striking section of my game too, because I'm a little less hesitant to get taken down and allows me to plant my feet and throw a bit harder.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like that's very true. Because I feel like some guys, if you ask that question, like, oh no, I don't fear it anymore. I've done it all in training. But like that's really raw. I appreciate you being completely honest. Because I've always felt like if that's something that haven't had great experience with, you are gonna fear it a little bit. It's just kind of human nature. I do want to ask one more question about the debut. I heard you were sick before that fight. When you're sick, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you that you had COVID and you're gonna get pulled from it?
Yeah, man, that was miserable. I was a wreck because I was so ready. I trained so hard, and I was ready for that training or that fight. The training camp went really well. I'd really pushed hard, and I liked the matchup. And it was my debut, and I'm not a guy that pulls out of fights. I don't want that attached to my name. If I sign the paper saying I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there, and it's important to me to be consistent in that. And then I got sick, so I knew I'd be able to get there and fight because it was like 2 weeks out, 12 days out or something like that when I was actually sick. But it took away my whole last week and a half of training. And I was actually fairly sick, fairly symptomatic. But I was always going to figure out a way to get down there. We had a plan B if I couldn't get on a plane that we were going to drive. I mean, I had it all figured out. There's no way I wasn't going.
You're gonna drive? No
Yeah, yeah,
way.
yeah.
How,
Me and my brother were going to
How
drive.
far is that?
yeah, how long was it?
I think it's like, I can't remember now, 9 hours or 12 hours, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too crazy.
No.
But yeah, I went through all the avenues. I might get myself in trouble, but I was trying to figure out how to get fake positive tests. Like no matter what, we were going. It was just like the stress of how am I going to do it? How am I going to coordinate it? That's where the stress came in. But no matter what, the fight was happening.
It's just like, all right, how many how to bucket am I going to go just so I can make sure I get to my debut? Like that is crazy. That is, again, that's also testament to you as a person and like your career and the way you fight is you're just a tough motherfucker who just kind of overcomes just a ton of adversity.
Yeah, I just had tunnel vision.
For sure.
Like this is going to happen. I'm going to do this fight, and we were just going to figure out how. So I got a lot of good support too. I mean, my coaches, my family, my brothers, they're big supporters, and my girlfriend Jenny, and they know what I'm like, and they know they're not really going to talk sense into me a lot of times. So instead, they try to just kind of support what I'm going to do, and it makes it easier. So yeah, I'm fairly resilient, I guess you'd say.
I love to hear it. So one more thing before we dive into like a lightning question kind of thing. Obviously we said at the very beginning, you went into a full-time fighter, you're all in on it. When did you go full-time? Like when did you go all in?
This is probably 3 months ago now, something like that. Basically in preparation for this fight. I wouldn't say I completely, quit working and just focus on training. I really put myself back into my gym at Champions Creed. I'm really trying to help grow the gym, help grow our team, coach some more. And in that, I'm finding a lot more opportunities for training as well. So there's a lot of big things happening in our gym right now. So it's something I really want to be a part of. The team is just growing at a rate that, we can barely handle. So I'm able to support that a lot more now and be there as a coach and as a teammate better than when I was working. I was only showing up to training for myself. And that was just the time I had. I would work all day, come in, I got to train. So I wasn't really getting enough time to mentor and be with some of our younger guys, but it's really important to me that these guys get the support they need coming up because I feel like our team is going to really be taking over soon. So yeah, it's been win-win. I get to help out more at the gym and I get more training. So it's been a nice transition for me.
It's like you're just moved on from boat rentals, boat support, and boat service to just pretty much all mixed martial arts, whether it be helping out or yourself actually doing it.
Yeah. And, I still, you still have to work a little bit, but it's different, like when I was running the repair shop, you got people calling you pissed off. I got people calling me all hours of the night, Saturday, Sunday, they're on the lake, they're having problems. And it was a very high stress job too. It's not that I was just working. I had to be very invested. I still liked it and I was good at it, but it's very high stress to also be fighting in the UFC and another very high stress job. So I needed to just take it easy on myself a bit.
I feel like also when you do something you love, whether it be martial arts or something like that, it's also a little bit easier to do stuff that's actually technically work. It doesn't feel like work.
For sure. Sure.
Yeah. Kind of like this. So, as I said, we're gonna do a lightning question round. We're just gonna me and Anthony here. We're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna ask you a question. You answer quick. Nice kibbles. Keep it light. I'll do the first one, and then we'll kind of get in this little rotation here. So, what would you prefer, Canadian bacon or maple syrup?
Bacon.
Bacon. Okay.
All right, Batman or Superman?
I'll go Batman.
Ooh, like that. Which Batman though?
That's tough. I'm not even. I don't even know him well enough. I'm trying to remember his name. He was
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Exactly.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Definitely not Ben Affleck for sure.
No, not Batfleck. Not Batfleck. All right. So, favorite thing to do outside of MMA, hockey, and fishing. Outside of those three, because I know those are the ones you've given away. I want to know what's the other one.
That's tough. I actually love going to the movies. I think it's relaxing. It's nice. I like actually going out to the movie theater.
Have you been to any lately?
Yeah, I went to Bullet Train. Yeah, it was all right.
Oh, nice. That's with Brad Pitt, I think.
Yeah.
Sweet. Do you learn by watching or doing? Like when you're fighting, for instance, when you're training, like is it easier for you to learn just kind of watching your coaches show you, or do you actually have to physically get in there and kind of is it easier to learn that way?
I think the generic answer is to say doing it, but I actually can learn a lot by watching. And when I watch fights, I always pick up little tips and tricks and add them in. So yeah, I learned quite a bit by watching.
Being a movie guy, what's your favorite movie?
Snatch for sure. Brad Pitt.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Good choice. I like that. Do you have a dream car?
Not really, but I love the old like Cutlass Supremes and old Continentals and things like that. Yeah, I like the old school cars.
Okay. Go to post fight beer.
Something Canadian. No, that's all I really need.
No Bud Light, no Miller, no Coors.
Nope.
Oh.
Too watered down for you or what?
Yeah, exactly. And you gotta support. I can't have no pictures floating around of me drinking American beer. So
take that Canadian residency away. We'll be like, no, go to the States. Not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Do you speak any other languages?
Nope, definitely not.
Don't even know French?
No. That's a funny misconception about Canada that people think you would. And then it's actually a law that everything written on products has to have both English and French written on it. So even our stop signs, it has a little word underneath where it says, the French word of it, and we still don't know it. I literally look at it every day of my whole life, and I don't know any words. So it's weird.
See, that's why I was gonna ask, because I know I was in Toronto, and there was stuff in French. So I was just curious. Maybe you guys were all taught, but is that just in Quebec then?
Yeah, exactly. That region is they use it a lot more, but yeah, out here, especially out west, like Alberta, BC, you'll find nobody that speaks it.
Okay. Speaking of Canada and all that, favorite hockey player of all time?
Ooh, that's tough. I'll probably, just because it was a hometown guy, I'll go with Jarome Iginla. Because I was a big Flames fan, and he really carried the flag for us.
Okay.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
No. That probably messes up your next question, hey?
No. We just thought it'd be an interesting one to ask. I said your favorite player, but then who's the best hockey player of all time in your opinion?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I've had a few arguments over this one. For sure, the best skilled player is Connor McDavid.
Yes.
No questions asked. But it's all relative, when you're comparing him to Gretzky and Lemieux and those guys. It's all about how much better you were than the guy in second. Gretzky had the biggest gap for how good he was at his time. So yeah, skill wise, it's McDavid, but overall versus your peers, it's Gretzky.
It'd be really interesting to see what Gretzky would be like in today's modern game too. I mean, you look at or you throw Ovechkin back when Gretzky played. What's Ovechkin at goal wise? It's
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like with any debate with who's the best of all time or all that kind of stuff. You don't know, because different eras, different training strategies, all that kind of stuff.
It's also relative. They only had a certain amount of tools at that time, and he was the best at using those tools at that time. It doesn't mean he would beat Crosby, these guys skill wise one-on-one. They'd get destroyed, but it's all about how good you were, compared to your peers, I think.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with like the MMA debate. It's like, oh, who's the GOAT?
Exactly.
Well, you can make the case literally any new era number one pound for pound's better than anyone over the past like 20
For
years, just
sure.
because
Yeah.
it's just a skill gap in the athleticism that keeps
Yeah.
rising.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, I have one more question for you. You brought up visualization, like in your fights. Do you apply that to any other aspects of your life?
A little bit, yeah. Like when I talk about planning out my weeks, my training week, I really try to kind of visualize my whole week and see it going. I actually try to visualize how I feel. So if I book in some, physio massage through my week, I can actually see. I try to feel the benefits already. Even I just put it into my calendar. I was like, okay, and I'm going to be feeling really good after that. Then I'm going to go in and do my sprints, or I'm going to do my running or whatever. So I do visualize. I'm always working towards these goals. So I'm not very often am I in the moment I'm in right now. I'm always thinking about what's next. And I guess that's a way of visualizing. So yeah, I do visualize each week, pretty much week by week.
Okay.
Sweet.
And then I got one more question. Obviously, at the end of the day, everyone's like, I want to win a championship, things like that. But like, what matters more to you in your career in the UFC? Is it being a fan-friendly fighter or being a contender for the belt?
Yeah, I think you know the answer. Everybody knows the answer. I want to be remembered by the fans. I want to put on great fights. I want people to be talking about me after the fight, win, lose, or indifferent. I mean, I just want to really be remembered. There's so many guys that fight. Each night has half the guys fighting are going to win. So what are you going to do that's different than that? You still have to put on an exciting fight and make sure people remember you. I mean, the UFC has given you the platform, man. It's up to you to utilize it. So for me, it's about being exciting. The UFC has made it very clear that's what they want. They have rewarded people with exciting fights, even though they might win and lose or lose more than they win. They're going to keep them and keep paying them. Where there's guys that win that aren't exciting and they go away. So the UFC has been consistent in showing that. So that fits right into how I like to fight. I got to be remembered. I got to go for it. Win, lose, or draw.
So real quick, I know this might be a little weird, but like when you were starting your MMA career and all that other kind of stuff, did you naturally fall into this kind of in that era of kind of fighting style? Like, did you fall into being a fan friendly fighter, or was that something you wanted to morph yourself into to make yourself more marketable and things of that nature once you got to the UFC?
No, that's natural for me. When I'm in the fight, I'm always trying to get that guy out of there. I'm always trying to hurt him. I'm never hitting to just hit or to win or just to maybe back somebody up or something. I'm like everything I do, I'm trying to hurt the guy. I'm trying to take him out from the bottom. I'm trying to hurt him. I'm trying to tap him. I'm trying to wrestle them hard so they get tired. I'm just always fighting to finish these guys. And it almost started as like, because I thought about this recently. I was asked it before, and it almost started as like I did have holes in my game when I started fighting in the jiu-jitsu. So I felt like when I had opportunities to finish the fight, I had to. It's like this is my chance to smash this guy and get him out of here before it goes to the ground or whatever. And it kind of just like kept snowballing and like rolling through my career to a point now where it's like if I ever get an advantageous position or spot on the feet or whatever, I'm always just going for it. It's just kind of been ingrained in me. So it works out though.
So it's natural that you're that way. Okay. I was always, because I know there's some guys who will try to like force themselves to kind of fight like that, so then they're more friendly. But it is interesting to hear that from every different perspective.
If anything, I got to pull back some. So yeah,
It is. And so one more thing too, is that why you stayed at 135? Is that why you're staying there? Because there's just so many fun matchups there and not going down to 125?
That's exactly it. There's more exciting fights. There's more fights, and I perform better at 135. So whether or not all those performances turn into victories or not, but I know I can put on a more exciting fight at 135. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, that is the number one goal, is just being exciting, being remembered.
Okay, now time for a really vanilla question. Nice and just pretty basic. Everyone asks us, how are you going to finish the fight? How are you going to, because you're not going to say you're going to win by decision. You're not going to say you're going to lose. Like, how are you going to beat Heili Alateng at UFC 279?
I'm going to be able to knock him out for sure. I'm going to be able to stop his wrestling. I'm going to be able to wear him out a bit on the feet. Once he loses a little bit of that explosiveness and that pop, then I start to turn up the dial on the pressure, and eventually he's going to break, and I'm going to take him out for sure.
Love it. So before we let you go, if there's anyone you shut out, sponsors, anything like that, go ahead and do so.
Yeah, thanks, man. Just because we're getting close to the fight and I'm really working on my diet and my weight, I want to thank my food prep company, Dedicate. They've been really good to me. My rehab company, Fortius, they are always helping me. I work my body very hard. They help me a lot. And then, of course, my gym, Champions Creed Martial Arts. I mean, we're just killing it. The team is killing it. I can't wait to grab us another win.
Hell yeah, man! Appreciate you coming on.
Awesome.
Good luck next weekend.
Thanks, guys.
That was a great interview with our man Chad Anheliger. He's a dog. He's going to kick some ass this weekend. I think it's a pretty good matchup for him. I think it's a great matchup for him to get a finish. But it is what it is. That's UFC 279, which we'll go over next week. Let's talk about UFC Paris. We're recording this literally like an hour after Cyril Gane finishes Tai Tuivasa in what was probably the best heavyweight fight. Obviously, it's main event fight. The best heavyweight fight we've seen in a minute. It was a hell of a fight. There was a minute for all the value bettors out there in the world and everyone on the Tuivasa. The heart jumped like 7 beats per minute. But at the end, Cyril Gane overcame that adversity and finished Tai Tuivasa in a pretty impressive fashion.
Yeah, super impressive. Kind of how I expected it to go down. So,
not to gas ourselves up or anything. We did say a couple rounds, play around, and then eventually when Tai slows down a bit, Gane would take over. Yeah,
I said he'd play with his food and finish it eventually. So that's what he did.
Well, let's be honest. He probably played a little too much with his food when he got dropped. But I mean, looking back on it, obviously got dripped. He went stiff for like a second, and then everything was a-okay. It seemed like the only reason he fell the second time, it just looked like Tai just kind of clotheslined him. I don't know if it looked like a little clothesline from hell.
That's exactly what it looked like to me. I'm kind of butthurt that he did get dropped though, because we're gonna have all the value bettors out there thinking that their bet on Tai was a good one, and because they got the little boink that they were looking for, even though it wasn't too much of a boink, if you ask me.
No, it was a mini boink. It was a mini boink.
Nothing like that. So
no.
It was a great fight. Tai's a savage. I mean, I would say every other heavyweight on this list is going down a lot sooner than Tai went down. So
I think both of them. You can say it for both of them. I think that shot that put Gane down, I think that puts out pretty much every heavyweight.
Very, very, very true. So
I think I think Tai stock goes up after this, honestly.
Oh, me too. I think he definitely put up a better fight than I expected him to. But so that was like his only clean shot that he hit. The leg kicks, he had like 2 or 3 leg kicks in the first round, and Gane stopped that real. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Tai's stock goes up a little bit. I'd like to see him fight. You know, it'd be funny to see him fight like a Curtis Blades, something like that.
Yeah, I think no matter what, like, so here's what's next for Gane. Honest to God, it's one of those things where he's in a tough situation. There's a boogeyman. His name's John Jones. John Jones wants to fight for the heavyweight title, and if he wants it, he's going to get it. And kind of sounds like he's ready. About a year ago, they said he'd be ready around this time. And it sounds like he's wanting to get the fight. I don't know if it's him not wanting to fight Stipe or whatever. All of a sudden, Stipe's now out of the conversation. So I actually do kind of believe John Jones when he said he's ready and Stipe may not be.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think let's say John Jones is going to fight Francis Ngannou. Just put Gane up against Curtis Blades. I think that's a great stylistic matchup. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think whoever wins that, no matter what, gets to face the winner of Francis and John.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I'm just not a huge fan of giving guys title fights off of huge absences and moving up a weight class, but it's John Jones, so you can't really argue against it. It's just more so the principle behind it for me. But I'd like to see Gane and Ngannou again, personally, fight a second time.
I mean, they're going to. I don't think it's a matter of if. It's just a matter of when those two fight.
Yeah.
Because I think they're so much better than the rest of the weight class. I mean, you can make a case for Curtis. I think Curtis is kind of falling in love with his hands a little too much, which we'll see what happens when he fights a guy like Gane or a guy like... we didn't really see what he could do against Aspinall. But to be fair, Aspinall was reckless as fuck when they fought. Yeah. So it'll be interesting, though. I do think Gane is a fun fighter. I think he is better than the rest of the weight class.
For sure. I think
him and Francis will be fun again.
Far superior, if I'm honest. I think he beats Ngannou next time around. I mean, he's had more training. This
Get him away from Ferdinand or whatever his name is.
This is a new sport for him, too. Like, MMA is just new for Gane. Yeah, you can get away from that coach. That coach is doing pretty good. He has Imavov looking
That is true. He has
solid.
Imov looking good, but then you had Gomez, who we'll talk
He also
about
had
later.
Zayam. I'm pretty sure Zayam was training there too.
Yeah.
I think he has all the French fighters. I mean, so
Makes
they're
sense.
all
That's
they're
how
all
people
wrapped
get
in
in.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is working. I don't know. It kind of seemed like that first round was weird. I don't know. You can maybe have given it to Ty, but it was just because it seemed like Cyril was kind of feeling him out.
It was a feel out process. I think
Gon
when you
got a
have
little
these,
reckless. He got a
he did.
little reckless in that second round.
He was trying to put him out, and I think
Yeah,
he was like really, really trying to put him out because I mean Ty was tough as fuck, so he's trying to swing with everything, but he got caught, and I was thinking he was gonna get caught again when he was really swinging.
Oh, I thought he was gonna lure him in. Well, it
Yeah,
almost felt like it's almost like he signed a contract that said he couldn't grapple. Like the fight,
yeah,
like I could have swore on God at some point he would have just taken him down. He was stronger, bigger, even though Ty weighed more.
yeah.
Like
He
there's a
didn't.
difference between muscle and
He didn't
fat.
even look for it.
No, we didn't look for it except when he got rocked.
Yeah, that was it. He just grabbed a leg for a split second, and that was kind of that. But yeah, he didn't. I think he probably felt he didn't need to, which evidently he did not. But that would have definitely been the easier path for him, would just have taken him down and ground and pound. I mean, if you would have taken him down in round one, Ty would have been gassed. Ty was gassed anyways, you know. And it was smart game plan just to attack the body.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of the body, dude, he took so many fucking shots. I'm not joking when I say it's like I'm not. If he had less fat on his stomach, like if he was actually down like a light heavyweight, for instance, when there would be a little less fat, he would have been finished in the liver like at least 10 different times.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was like liver shots, if he had like a broken rib potentially and just kept getting hit in it. Like I don't know what it was, but wherever Cyril was hitting him, it was punishing.
I did also think it was pretty funny when he got hit by one of them, and Gon's like, "No, that wasn't a low blow," and then Ty is like lifted up his belly fat.
Yeah, that was really funny actually.
He's like, "No, mate, it was just my belly fat."
Yeah, too funny. That was a good one. Can't lie about that.
Oh man, that was it was interesting though. They were goofing around in there for a little bit, but then I think once Gon got dropped, I think Gon then took him a lot seriously. I think that's kind of what woke him up.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was in there having fun. Like
he was dicking around.
I didn't think he thought that Ty was gonna actually hurt him, and then he got clipped, and he was like, "Okay, hold on, let me take this a little bit more seriously." And when we did, he started to really hurt Ty. Like
that jab was filthy.
It was weird. He like just flipped a switch, and it was just like, nope, like this isn't happening. He just started beating Ty's ass.
It might have been one of those things where he just felt bad hurting him at the very beginning. He's like, I don't want to hurt you this bad. I
exactly.
Like the shoeies together and the promos and stuff. Then yeah, once he got dropped he's like, oh wait a minute, I gotta kill this dude.
Like, this is a fight. We're not sparring.
This is a fight, but let's go hard. And then he threw some bombs, and I think too is one of those things too. Like I don't know if you remember, there was a head kick where he wobbled Tuivasa. Tuivasa kind of went like this. And then when Gon went up for the finish, all of a sudden,
swinging.
Massive haymaker. Yeah, he started swinging hard.
I think he was faking it.
I think he was faking it too. He was doing a little Derek Lewis kind of shit, you know, just to lure him in for the kill. And then luckily Gon's, quick as shit and he avoided it. But no, and then right away he gets hit by another front kick. Like that had to be like a record for the most front kicks.
Right? So many front kicks, so many T kicks, just right to the gut. It was just.
God.
Yeah, I mean, kicks galore, kicks to the legs, kicks to the head, kicks to the stomach, like Gon. And I think that's why it was so successful, is Gon was working all three levels with his kicks, and Ty really, I don't think he knew where it was coming from.
No, how many times do you think he rocked, not him to the face, how many times do you think Ty was like, oh, my body's hurt? Because I think I'm at least 4 or 5 times.
I was going to say at least 5 times. 2 of the times looked like he legit was going to drop, like fall to the ground. And then the other times, like you could tell he was just like backing up, like holding his stomach. But yeah, it was brutal for that guy. Ty's a warrior though. I mean, most guys aren't sticking that out. Most guys are saying, fuck that, I'm done. So
I think regardless, though, I think going forward, I think that it rises both their stocks, obviously, because Gon won, but also I think the fact that Gon got dropped and then he overcame and fought better, I think that's good for his stock, because let's be honest, if he does fight Ngannou again, he's going more than likely he will get hurt. You can't avoid that power. He's gonna get hurt, and just seeing him, knowing how he's gonna respond to that, it's good. It's a good sign for him going forward.
Yeah, can't forget Ngannou was also hurt in that fight. He had a knee injury, so I mean, he couldn't punch as well, couldn't step into his punches, things like that. So yeah, but that was a great fight. That was, I would say, first or second best fight on the card.
Yeah,
It'll probably
which
get
is rare.
performance bonus of the night because it was the
They
main
already
event.
got fight of the night already.
Okay, yeah, they got fight of the
Yeah,
night.
they got fight of the night. They'll
But
probably
yeah,
Gane gets a performance. Kyle
exactly.
gets some undisclosed money.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but like I say, like obviously next Gane, Blades, or Francis if John Jones doesn't come back, and then Ty.
I like Blades for Ty too, personally.
That'll be a massacre because Blades is not going to stand. Or actually, I don't know. He might, dude.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Also, but yeah, I mean, it probably would be. But all these guys at the top kind of grapple. I mean, there's outside of Ty, like Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall. I mean, maybe Volkov. That'd be kind of fun, Ty and Volkov. But Volkov is just
Ty and Derek Lewis fight just forever. Just every like 4 or 5 months. Like, all right, let's throw Derek Lewis, and
that'd be a banger. It'll always be a banger.
It'll always be a banger because it'll probably go back and forth every single time, which one knocks the other one out.
Yeah, 100%.
I will say it was kind of weird seeing. I didn't think Ty was going to get knocked out because, as we said, he does have an iron chin and he took a lot of heavy shots. It took a barrage of strikes. It took the third round. It took to him getting the third round of taking knockout shots. I thought he was going to get submitted. That's why I thought submission was such a good play because I thought at some point it's just Gane was just going to have to. Yeah. That was the only way to finish, or ground to pound. That was the other one, but we never got there. It is what it is. It was a fun fight. Nothing. I don't
Great
think
fight.
Really,
Great
nothing
fight.
else really to be said. Any last thoughts before we move on to the next one?
No.
All right. Let's talk about what I want to talk about. Rob Whittaker, the best fighter on the entire roster without a championship belt. Dude, I don't know what you do with him. Like he's kind of in this really tough spot where I don't really know who he fights. The only person that makes sense from the fight is Paulo Costa. And that's really it.
He's the ultimate gatekeeper right now, in my opinion. I mean, he can't beat Izzy. And that's really it. Like, he can beat everybody else but can't beat Izzy. And it sucks that that's the way this sport works. But
it's like the worst matchup for Whittaker is Izzy, and he's the champion.
Exactly.
It's like the worst situation for him to be in. And obviously, earlier this week said might move up to light heavyweight. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I think best hope for Whittaker is Izzy losing to Pereira, and then Whittaker will get the title shot against Pereira.
Just twice.
True, because they're not going to just exactly. So you need Izzy to lose twice in order, and so it's just I don't know what Whittaker does. If I were him, I mean, I would just keep doing what he's doing, collecting checks and beating ass. I mean, he came out of that fight like almost completely unscathed today. His last fight against Cannonier came out looking pretty.
He took a couple shots, but wasn't anything crazy against Cannonier. Yeah, that's Vettori fight. Vittori did nothing to him.
No, Vettori didn't grapple. Vittori didn't do
even when he did, had no success. Even though it was later in the fight. I think he tried in the first. I think he took him against the fence, and then Whittaker got out pretty quick. Yeah. But I don't know if it was a shitty performance by Vettori. It was just Whittaker just was that good. And I honestly lean towards the latter. I think Whittaker is just that much better. Which kind of raises the question, obviously, Izzy's gone through the entire division at this point. How is the gap bigger between Izzy and Rob than Rob is the rest of the division? Because again, I tend to lean the latter. I think because Whittaker took some rounds from Izzy. When was the last time anyone took a round from Izzy? Maybe Cannonier, and that was just because Izzy was pretty flat that night.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I think probably Whittaker is better. Like Whittaker at number 2 is better than number 3, 4, 5, and all that. But Izzy I think if Izzy really wants to, like he could I think finish Whittaker whenever he pleases. I just think at this stage, he's like, why do I want to get hit? I'm just gonna do this. Like, why? And so I think that's kind of where like Whittaker was able to win rounds is because Izzy just kind of lets up, loses focus for lack of just a better like way of describing it. I mean, if you don't really see someone as a threat, like, are you going to give 150%? No,
probably Gane and Ty. Well, that's actually a pretty good example.
Exactly. Like we saw Gane not give full effort, and then what happened? He got clipped, and then he put full effort in. And then it makes you think like, damn, could he have just finished that in 1 round if he truly wanted to, or finished it in 2 if he really wanted to? But yeah, I probably would agree with you though. Whittaker the gap between Whitaker and the rest is a little bit larger than the gap between Izzy and Whitaker. But it's still a pretty large gap between Izzy and Whitaker.
It's a very big gap. It's like I mean, obviously, before Leon beat Kamaru, there was a lot of people arguing like, how much better is Kamaru than the rest of his division? Really, he wasn't that much better than the rest of the division. It's pretty close. This gap with Izzy it's special. It's Anderson Silva special.
Yeah, he's dominant.
It's very dominant. Like it's even John Jones-esque. It's very it's a pretty goddamn big gap, and it sucks. And as I said, it kind of sucks for Whitaker. You got the Costa fight. Yeah, Chael Sonnen speaking out of his ass again, saying maybe Colby should go up to the 185 title fight. Shit, and have Colby fight Whitaker, and Whitaker will just fuck him up. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Oh, he would destroy him, man.
I don't think there's anyone in MMA who would not want to see that.
No, not. I'd love to. I'm down for it. It just kind of sucks for Whitaker. He's just in a very shit spot. Like we said during the preview show, him and Max Holloway are two guys who just are better than everybody else in the division, but just nowhere. They're just not as good as the champs. And what do you do with them? I don't know. I mean, I would say just keep winning against the guys that the UFC is giving you and collecting nice checks, try to finish them and get those performance bonuses and whatnot. But obviously the goal is to strive for a championship. I just don't see them. I don't see Whitaker ever beating Izzy.
And even if he does, I think the worst thing too is if he does go up and he does beat Izzy, then you have to have a fourth fight. And then if he beats him again, then you have to have a fifth fight. It
turns into just Moreno and Figgy. Like it's that same situation.
At least I will say the difference between like the flyweights and the middleweights is the middleweight division sucks. Let's be completely honest. Like the division's terrible. At least the flyweights there are a lot of guys that should be like Pantoja. He should be fighting, not Moreno. And the fact that in this middleweight division, it honestly is the only division that makes sense. And same thing with featherweights. It made sense. Colby getting a second shot against Usman did not make sense.
No, it didn't. It didn't at all.
So like this is the rare instance where the two best guys are those two. Honestly, I'd watch them fight. Like I'd be cool with it. But I think in terms of like selling the fights and things like that, it's kind of hard to sell Whitaker Izzy 3. Like he's already lost twice.
For sure.
And things of that nature. But again, I love Bobby Knuckles. Bobby Knuckles, one of my favorite fighters. I like Izzy too. But no, it really sucks for Bobby, man. I love me some Bobby Knuckles. What sucks for Vettori though? I don't know. Honestly, I think he can move up.
Yeah, he probably could fight 205. I don't think he wants to. I think he likes being at 185 or he's bigger than most people.
But he's this raw, angry strength against everyone else.
I mean, I don't know who he fights next. Jack Hermanson, maybe. Like Brunson.
They already did Hermanson. I think Brunson. Actually, no, Brunson would be kind of fun.
Yeah, like I mean, that's like there's just, like you said, there's not too much in the middleweight division, but we did see two studs today in the middleweight division who potentially can be making some noise. So, I mean, I would also watch out for those guys.
Yeah, we got. I mean, that is a problem. There's not a whole lot of young talent in that division. There are young guys like Bo Nickel who aren't even in the UFC, or they're in the UFC, but like unofficially in the UFC. Bo Nickel, he might be the guy that really shakes shit up. Like let's actually talk about it. Let's go into this 185 is Nasruddin Imavov, Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to say I have doubted Joaquin Buckley a lot. I never trusted his gas tank. I never said he's a quitter. I've never once said he's a quitter. But I even if I ever wanted to, I don't think I ever can after this past fight, dude. Holy shit. Imavov was walking through him for 2 rounds. In that third round, dude, he started throwing bombs. And obviously Imavov looked like a minus 1,000 favorite through 2. And then it got a little dicey, man. He ate some heavy shots. Like at the end of the day, Imavov's chin is very impressive for what he ate. He ate this one knee with like 2 minutes left. You know what I'm talking about?
Did. He ate that viciously, and then just kept walking forward. It was impressive. Yeah, I mean, Imavov was impressive. I was honestly more impressed with him than I expected to be. I mean, I thought he was gonna finish Buckley in round 3. Then Buckley came out on fire and
he looked so much better. That was weird. He looked so much like he needed to wake up or something.
Yeah, but I think he knew he was going to lose. And I also think Imavov was getting tired. So that pressure of him coming forward nonstop was a little bit less. And it kind of gave Buckley the opportunity for him to be the pressure fighter for the round. So big respect to Buckley. I think Buckley's more of a fan favorite kind of guy. Like we're never going to see him.
Fighter.
We're never going to see him contend for anything, but I think Imavov does have the ability to as he gets better. He's still pretty young, right?
He's still young. You can fix cardio.
Exactly. You can fix cardio. You can a lot
he's
of
not
that
like
stuff.
so muscle buff that like he has to worry about like those kinds of things.
He's
big.
tall.
He's
long.
just big.
He can wrestle.
Big boy. Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like Imavov. I was impressed with him. I was also impressed with Buckley. Buckley showed out with his effort.
Yep.
That's all I really took away from that fight. I mean, Imavov just.
I will say Imavov, as he moves up in competition, will be interesting to see how those third rounds go. But at the same time, though, Buckley did eat some pretty good shots.
Yeah, that's what I put in my notes. I said I can't wait to.
Yes.
For Imavov, I can't wait to see him level up and fight tougher competition, because just as we see him get better, I mean, he's going to eventually have to fight guys like Strickland's or Dricus Duplessis, guys who are closer to his size.
What's going to suck is he's going to fight one of these other younger guys, like the lower half of the division, and it's just going to be like, just fight one of these top six. We need someone to break into the top six. Izzy needs new people to fight.
I mean, I could definitely see him breaking in there. I mean, he's going to jump Kelvin Gastelum, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Darren Till, I mean, what the fuck is Darren Till doing at number 9?
Remember, he was supposed to fight 2 times this year. Don't disrespect Darren Till.
Andre Muniz, like, he doesn't fight enough. He's good, though, but he doesn't fight enough. But, yeah, I mean...
Didn't he just get in a fight announced or something?
I don't know. He might have. I don't remember personally, but it's possible. But yeah, this division is definitely probably the weakest division in the UFC.
I think by far. I don't think it's really that close. I think the 205's gotten better. Heavyweight has a lot of fun younger guys, so it's like you can. And heavyweight's also very volatile. That's the word I meant. Volatile. Not a big word podcast. But we'll see what happens. So Imavov, I guess maybe throw him up against Hermanson. Maybe.
Yeah, Hermanson, Strickland.
Well, Strickland's probably going to fight Cannonier. Because that's a terrible fight.
I like Muniz, honestly. That's what I kind of like.
That'd be fun, too. That'd be fun. I like that.
We also had another middleweight on this card who I'm down to see him fight.
Ooh, Kopylov?
Abus.
Oh, man. We'll get to the Abus here soon. We'll actually hear very soon. One last thing about Buckley. Action fighter, put him against Chris Curtis. That'd be a fucking awesome fight. I want the December pay-per-view.
That would be a fun fight.
That would be sick. I think Curtis is kind of the same category. He's just a fun action fighter. Just let him do his thing. That'd be a lot of fun.
I like that.
Alyssa DiCirico versus middleweight Chase Hooper. Any comments on that? Mine was just DiCirico's like,
he's dog shit. I'm just gonna go out and say it. That man's trash.
He's not that great.
Kopylov, like you said, Chase Hooper middleweight. Not only that, he's 30 years old. I thought he was like, looking at him, looks like he's like 23, like 24.
He's 30. Yeah, those.
He looks so young.
He goes down to the baby face.
That's all I have to say about that fight. And I was not. I mean, it was an impressive knockout, but
it was a pretty boring fight, minus the flying knee in like the first round, and the knockout where he face planted DiCirico. Cut DiCirico, dude. He's
done. Bye bye. Have a good one.
Get out of here. Gomez Aarons. That was a failed showcase. I think that's all we really need to say about that, right?
Yeah, I would say for the most part. I mean, it was impressive, kind of, just because. I mean, he's only 25. He is known for like more of a stand-up game, but he did utilize his wrestling.
I'm not saying cut him. I'm just saying in terms of showcasing, it just wasn't.
He didn't finish. He didn't get the finish in the big showcase fight that you would like to see, but he showcased his skills. He showcased he could strike. He was pretty versatile in that aspect. He could grapple. He could wrestle. I mean, I thought Aaron's actually looked pretty good too.
I did too.
So I like both of those guys, but yeah, it was not what I think they expected Gomez to do. I think they expected him to come out and get a finish, but he didn't.
He didn't. And one more fight before we get into the Abus. Charles Jourdain, Nathaniel Wood. Charles Jourdain, Twitter's darling. A lot of MMA fans' darling. Man, his grappling sucks.
Yeah, is so bad. It's bad, man. He's overrated as fuck. That Spartan kick against Andre Ewell, I think, literally is the reason why he's so overrated, in my opinion. Like
it didn't finish the fight. It's against Andre Ewell, who gasses in the third round worse than almost anyone else in the entire company.
They show that highlight every time they talk about Jourdain. They show that Spartan kick, and I think people see that and then you're like, oh my god, but it's like watch him fight. He gives up round 1 every single time. He's low volume. Today, I mean, he was better today with volume, I will
It was
say.
just weird seeing him gas. That was the only thing. That's the only thing that threw me off.
Yeah, he gassed really badly, and I didn't expect that. But
No.
to the Nathaniel Wood side, I was impressed. I do think against some of the bigger featherweights, he will be undersized, and that's going to be a challenge for him. However, he has a couple more fights before he even gets to that range of guys. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. But, like, he goes up against, like, Ilia Topuria. He's going to struggle. I think
if anyone goes up against Ilia Topuria, they're going to struggle.
I think he'll struggle against Bryce Mitchell because I don't think he's going to be able to take Mitchell down. So it's going to be like he can outstrike Mitchell potentially.
He doesn't even take him down; he just trips him.
Yeah, and that's
he
the other
described
thing.
It perfectly. It was very funny. It's like, it's so much energy just to go out there and double leg him. So I'm just gonna do a little sneaky little trip.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
He's so good at it.
He's really good at that, and that's what was impressive to me. Is I was like, he's not even taking him down. He's literally just tripping Jourdain. Jourdain's falling on his back, and then he's just getting on top of him.
Just gets him in the clinch and trips him. Like, it's the smartest thing in the world.
If he's able to do that against these bigger guys, size won't really matter because once he's on the ground, I mean, that's kind of the equalizers. You're on the ground, and then you can just use your technique and use your strength.
The only thing I didn't like about this performance, and it kind of goes back to the Charles Rosa thing too, was this offensive jiu-jitsu is dog shit, and then it's like offense on the ground is not that good, and
he's not a killer.
No, and I think that's going to be a problem when we get to some.
I mean, this division has killers like Topuria, Evloev, Bryce Mitchell. I mean, you even get to Korean Zombie. You get to Arnold Allen, Cater, Emmett, Brian Ortega. Like, all these guys are killers, like finishers. And then, so
you got to be a finisher, dude. In this game, like, you're literally going into a cage with another man. You have to be willing to, like, put his lights out.
Yeah, and so that will be his struggle if he has one. I think is kind of being a decisionator.
Yeah, and it's not the best to be a decisionator.
It was impressive though, so I will say
he was very impressive.
I didn't expect him to dominate in that fashion.
No, I didn't either. I was on Wood, but I didn't think it was going to look like that. I thought Jourdain I would have thought, because like he wobbled Jourdain multiple times too. That was the other crazy thing. Like, he wobbled Jourdain. I thought it was going to be the other way around, where Wood would get rocked a couple times.
Yeah.
No, dude, Wood rocked Jourdain pretty bad, and if that's a sign for his future in the division, that is a good sign though. He does have the power. It is translating. So
I will say, last thing, Jourdain has no fucking power.
Oh yes, I agree.
Like, that man just like those little, like, he's just like those like fucking pillow fist punches, and it's like, man, if you put a little oomph into these, because you're hitting them cleanly, you're just hitting them softly. Like,
just Spartan kick, dude. Apparently that's a finish.
Yeah,
I don't know what I think. Jourdain's is going to be an action guy. That's gonna
I think that's what he is too, for the most part.
He's not a contender caliber guy.
No.
Wood has the potential. If he can put on some more weight, I think he has the potential to be a potential contender. He just has to get that killer. Yeah. I don't know if you can teach the killer instinct, but you can definitely teach jiu-jitsu. So maybe he can get better at jiu-jitsu, and that's how he can finish guys. But
for sure,
not an action guy. I don't know who you put Wood up against next. That division, the featherweight division's a little.
I don't know, man.
It's so, like, even like the 25 through 15 is very stacked.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. I was kind of hoping, like, if Billy Q didn't get an next against Alexander Hernandez, like, that would have been pretty fun.
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't have any good ideas for Wood.
I don't have any ideas yet, because I don't know I don't know if the UFC wants to fast track them, if they just don't give a shit.
I think they'd want to fast track him. I mean,
another UK
guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I like Nathaniel Wood. I think he's a really likable guy. He's like your dude's dude. He's a guy you'd love to have a beer with. And then Jourdain, dude, just keep having him do fun fights. I don't really give a shit.
For sure.
I'll always watch him fight. Same thing with Wood. It's not like Wood's not a fun guy either. He's a fun guy to watch too. Now let's move on to what we've hinted at. The Abus Magomedov. Took him 13 seconds to just walk through Dustin Stoltzfus. He is the German Sabit. He is a fucking animal. So if we ever refer to anyone as the, and then for their first name, they're an issue. The Shavkat, the Abus. Like, I don't even have to. You didn't see the wrestling. I didn't really watch a lot of tape on this guy. I just knew he was a really good striker. I can promise you he's good at wrestling. He's from Dagestan. He can wrestle.
Yeah.
he can wrestle.
His last 2 fights were submission victories. So one was a Kimura and one I think was a rear naked choke. So he knows how to, or a guillotine, one of the two, but he knows how to wrestle. He knows how to grapple. It was definitely impressive. I thought he was going to win. I did not think he was going to win like that or that. I mean, he literally walked in, head kick, literally just a front kick, and then Stoll's fist kind of wobbled. Then he got clipped.
He ate that front kick better than he did the punches. Crazy.
Yeah, he did. I think that was just the calm before the storm. And I mean, I don't know. We didn't get to see a lot from Abus, but what we saw from him was impressive. I mean, just physically speaking, like, holy shit. The dude's like, he's a monster when it comes to his size. Like, he's a big man.
He is a big boy.
He looks like a 205er, and he's fighting at 185. So,
big boy.
I think he's going to give people fits. I think this is good for the UFC. Like I said, we have seen Imavov. Now we've seen Abus. You know, we got 2 younger. I don't know if Abus is young, but
I'm pretty sure he's easy. If he's not like 29, he's like 30, 31. He's in that little like 3-year gap. I'm willing to throw my life on the line.
32.
Oh, god damn it! It's like all these guys are around that age.
But
I knew he had a little
yeah.
bit of a layoff. He's been waiting for this for a minute.
Exactly. He looks good. I'm excited to see him fight again. I'm excited to see him fight more than 17 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see him. It's
super
like actually go through a full fight. Very impressive. Very impressive. We're all about
super. Yeah, all about him.
Put him up against no, don't kill my boy Tavares like that. Put him up against like Gastelum or something. No, fuck it. Just push him.
Yeah, I'm down. Push him. I'm down. I'm for it.
We're on the Abus train. Okay, that's what we got up for the Abus. Keep Stolfus around. You guys just threw him to a murder. Give him something.
100%.
Yeah, he also just beat. I saw someone say cut him. He just beat Dwight Grant. Hold on, chill out. He's not off a bunch of losses in a row. The middleweight division needs bodies.
Yeah,
we need bodies to feed the Bo Nickel. Let's just hold on. Let's go on to John Makdessi, Nasrat Haqparast. I mean, this fight really had no meaning to me other than the fact that we have our boy John. It wasn't the best. It wasn't nothing special. I mean, Nasrat did drop John Makdessi, which is impressive. That was got fucking impressive, but this doesn't really do anything for the division. I don't think this is a big win for Nasrat, to be honest. I don't think that moves the needle. That's all I got for that. I mean, it was nothing.
Yeah, that fight. Honestly, I learned nothing from this fight.
Nothing. There was no martial art to it.
Even. No,
it was just all striking.
Haqparast was just I mean, even when he dropped Makdessi, he had no interest in actually using mixed martial arts and going to the ground. He's just like, nah, I'm okay. But yeah, Haqparast. I mean, he showed kind of what he showed before. He was on his 2-fight losing streak. He has quick hands, but he's also was 10 years younger. So I don't really put too much stock into him beating him. And Makdessi, I mean, coming off major injuries, 38 years old.
He torn his hamstring, ACL.
Yeah. Rotator cuff surgery or something.
And to be fair, he didn't even look terrible.
He didn't, and that was look bad. And that's why I can't take anything away from it. Is because Haqparast didn't do anything impressive, and Makdessi didn't even look bad. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Let's just go ahead and move on. We got D1 Fire Siam taking out Michael Figlak. Last time we saw Faris Siam, he was getting ragdolled by Terrence McKinney. He comes out, ragdolls Michael Figlak. I like to see it. I like that for Siam. He got cut. Now he's back. It's a big dub. All my thoughts are on it. That's just good. I like seeing fighters develop like that. It's just good to see.
For sure. I think, honestly, that fight more tells me about Terrence McKinney than it does about ZM or Figlak. It just kind of tells me that McKinney's kind of that dude. That's really all I took from that. For 3 minutes. That's all I took. I mean, it was impressive. Ziam was definitely impressive. Figlak didn't do shit.
No, yeah, the people were hyping that motherfucker up. There is officially a Cage Warrior fade.
I'm
Benoit, Sergeant Benoit Saint Denis, Gabriel Miranda. I didn't learn shit from this. I mean, Benoit Saint Denis should have murdered him. He did murder him.
This was exactly what was expected.
Did not learn anything.
No, I mean Miranda clearly is a submission or bust guy. I mean, I learned nothing. Although Denis got cracked, his striking defense is kind of poor. If I'm going to be honest,
he's going to get once he gets up. Once he fights someone competent, he's tough.
Yeah.
Taha Quinones again. I thought this was early stoppage. Very
That
early
is
stoppage.
very bad stoppage, in my opinion.
I thought we were in for a long night when this happened, but
Me
luckily we
too.
weren't. We weren't. Everything went back to normal after that. They probably gave this guy a stern talking to. Like, he would have stopped the Cyril Gane Tuivasa fight, probably. Fucking bitch
Oh
ass.
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. He would have there would have been a couple fights that he would have stopped if he was reffing them. So
Yeah.
it was a bad stoppage. I'm not saying Taha would have won, but you gotta give him a chance. He was about to pull guard, like he was good. Yeah, I don't know. It was a bad stoppage. That's all I
I'm
really took
excited
from
to
that.
fade Quinones. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to fade that guy.
He did look pretty good with his range, but
Taha's
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Taha's small, so that's really all there is from that. Yeah, my bad stoppage. I took more from the ref than the fight.
And then in the people's main event, you got the featherweight number one contender fight, Stephanie Aguirre against Ain OnlyFans Perez. Dude, this fight also was terrible. This was the worst fight of the night. I wish I made this my smoke break, but it opened up the card, so I couldn't say it was my smoke break.
I have my notes. Edgar, very unskilled, in my opinion. But
my
Perez.
What was your on Perez?
Perez, even more so.
I think the funniest thing from this fight though is like, you see it, they go against a fence, and you know what's gonna happen. Edgar does the same shit every fucking time. She sets up for the trip, and then she trips her. It's the same thing over and over. She just spams it
Against every opponent. She did against Jessica Rose Clark. She tried it against Mayra Buena Silva. She was on top, got fucked with that armbar thing, but literally that's what she does. Like, if you can stop that, like I don't understand. Like, what are you guys training for? Just watch her tape. If we're sitting here noticing it, that's all she can do. Like, what are these coaches doing?
They make it even worse. Like, obviously, you watch tape, you know what you're talking about. If I'm noticing it, that's bad. If I'm noticing what's going on and like I can tell what's going on, there's something wrong with your game plan. But no, this fight sucked. I mean, Ain Perez she was causing a lot of trouble online. Did not work out for her very well.
No.
Speaking of fights, doing that, let's give away our bonuses.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fight of the night. My fight of the night goes to Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa taking shit seriously. To be honest, fight of the night's kind of hard to come by this week. There wasn't a whole lot of like chaos. There wasn't a whole lot of other stuff, but I gave it to these two all week. They're loving each other. They're doing shoeies together. In the octagon, they were joking around. Tai Tuivasa takes a nice little shot to the tummy. Just kind of lifts up like, oh, you hit my belly fat, mate. And then, they banged. It took Cyril Gane, as I said earlier, to get dropped to really kind of like take it seriously. But that was my fight of the night, was just those two kind of like actually taking it seriously.
Yeah, no, yeah, they definitely didn't. I mean, they were clapping and cheering when they were announcing the names and everything. Like, they were both looked like they were having a grand old time. That should have
two boys.
Yeah, right. Literally just two boys. Like, all right, we're gonna fight real quick. But my fight of the night goes to grapplers versus Sweat. Commentators kept talking about how hot it was in there. I'm guessing they had no AC in the stadium. But we did see, there were a ton of submission attempts outside of the Edgar fight. We didn't see a submission. Saw Imavov try to lock in the rear naked choke. Gomez was in that triangle choke, and he slowly slipped out of it.
Super impressive, by the way.
Yeah, very impressive. I thought he was done.
I thought that was it. I thought we were going to get the Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen moment. Oh, no.
Yeah, for sure. And then, even when you watch like Whitaker and Vettori, it just seemed like it was just so slippery. Whitaker, when he took Vettori down, he couldn't hold him down. And then Vettori couldn't, take Whitaker down.
We didn't even talk about that, how Whitaker was the only one to get a takedown. Like,
yeah,
that was impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He did get two. He just took him down like it was nothing.
It looked exactly like hack brass.
Yeah, was that the fight where he just kept taking him down?
Okay, he took like two late takedowns. He just took him down late twice.
Overextended.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and we just kind of Sweat versus grapplers. These guys couldn't lock up the submissions. That's pretty much.
That's why Chase Super never engaged with the grappling. Chase Super decided, I'm just going to knock this guy out on the feet.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our performance bonuses. I've said this over and over and over again. I can't keep reading it. Like, I'm not fat shaming. Tai Tuivasa's fat put on a hell of a performance, dude. Like, not only had the belly fat moment, but the real thing that gives him this bonus, it was like he took about 20 shots to the liver. If he didn't have that padding, he would have been done. Like, his liver would have shut down. Honestly, to his advantage, because I think Gane's probably the only guy in that division who really goes into body like that. So I'll never have to deal with it again. But that body fat was fighting for his life, defended his life. So shout out to Tuivasa's fat in his stomach. The party boy stomach really lived up to its hype today.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. My performance of the night, it's a little less goofy, but it goes to the crowd.
Oh, electric.
The crowd was fucking awesome, man.
That was
Like,
sick.
I felt like I was watching a soccer game.
It was awesome. Oh, in the middle, I think it was the first round. They were like yelling the national anthem. That was so
Yeah,
cool.
it was just
That was so
the
cool.
crowd the whole time was just from start to finish. That was one of the best crowds I've ever seen. I mean, that was better than like the UK crowd,
That was better
in
than
my
London.
opinion.
That was better
Yeah,
than London.
better than London. So the crowd gets the performance bonus for the night for me because it was electric. And they're getting me hyped up, and I'm just on my couch. So
Yeah.
I can imagine how the fighters were feeling, man. It was great. I mean, I think Bisbing said in the Gone fight, he's like, I'm trying to watch the fight, but every time I look around, the crowd's just jumping up and down, like going crazy.
They're going crazy.
And so,
I love that.
yeah, I love it too. It's great. And so that is my performance bonus of the night. It's the crowd, man.
I like that. You know what? That was in my notes. I forgot to bring up. I love the crowd. That's the best thing about when they travel. Like in the States, you know, you can go to different cities. They might get a little excited, but sometimes they won't be.
It's not like that, man.
It's completely different. It is completely different. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to go back to Australia for Volk.
Volk, yeah.
Even if Izzy's there too, I mean, you can have the New Zealanders are very close, so
yeah,
they can get their ass on over there. They're
Yeah.
all over yonder. I thought it was kind of funny. Whitaker was a fan favorite in the Whitaker Vettori fight.
That was impressive. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I mean, but you can't. How can you hate Bobby Knuckles? Like you can't hate the guy. So likable.
Stupid likable. I also thought I didn't think of anything of the Vettori fake handshake. I thought it was kind of stupid. I was like, that's just Vettori though. Like you can't get mad at him. That's just
Vettori's being Vettori.
That's just Vettori being Vettori. And then you saw people like Patty does it, and everyone's like, ha
ha. Yeah, ha. Exactly.
Vettori does it. It's just Angry Marvin doing Angry Marvin shit.
Angry Marvin doing Angry Marvin shit.
Angry Marvin shit. I bet I'm willing to throw. I'm a betting man. I will bet money this is better than whatever 279 regurgitates.
Oh, 100%. They don't even have the talent on that card to really regurgitate.
Let's look at this real quick. I mean, like Whitaker Vettori is better than every other. It actually might be better than every fight in that card, including Hamzat and Tai. I mean, Hamzat and Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, to be 100% frank, I am only interested in Holland versus D-Rod, and outside of that fight,
I'll always watch T-Ferg.
I don't. I mean, yeah, Tony Ferguson. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not like, oh, I fuck that fight, but Holland and D-Rod's like the only one where I'm like, all right, I gotta make sure I don't miss that one fight.
It also actually has implications. That's the other big thing.
Exactly.
It actually has implications. Like the Jean Liang and Ferguson has no implications.
No.
Nothing else in that card has any implications that really anyone cares about. You have some guys fighting for their jobs, like our boy Darian Weeks, who's coming out. That interview's coming out on Friday. And like that fight, for instance, like that has a lot of meaning, but like there's not like, you know, meaningful to the fans and the UFC.
To the fans, to the rankings like
that. There's nothing.
No.
They just made a pay-per-view around Hamzat and then just butchered the shit out of it.
Butchered it. Yeah, big time. Big time. I low-key think it was kind of like a fuck you to Nate Diaz. They're like, we're not going to sell as many pay-per-views, so you're not going to get as much money. Like, I think that's kind of what it was. I mean, they're feeding him to Hamzat, and they put a shit card together. Like, I don't know. That's just my tinfoil hat.
I like the tinfoil hat. I just don't know why they would do that. Like, just have such a shitty. Well, the only reason it would make sense is because of college football. And that's also like the day before NFL Sunday. That's the only reason I can see it. But then at the same time, though, they're not stupid at marketing and things like that. It's the tinfoil hats, though. I'm a believer in these tinfoil hat conspiracies.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to fuck it all up. But it also doesn't make sense because it's Hamzat and he's like their golden boy. He's like one of their new golden boys. So that's the other thing. I'm like, why would they do that to him? You know?
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. He probably doesn't get the pay-per-view money, so it doesn't really matter.
No, that's true. But you want to get eyes on that kid.
You do.
You do want to get eyes on him until he gets murdered by the Shavkat. But it is what it is. It is
by the Shavkat.
The Shavkat. Maybe Hamzat moves up a weight class and he fights our boy Whitaker.
That'd be fun.
That'll be fun.
Very fun.
That'll be very fun. Won't happen.
No.
Won't happen. All right. Let's go on and move on into the next segment, which I believe will be our just winners and losers of the week. Let's move on into that. Maybe Harry will be there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Should be. Always fun recapping UFC Paris. As I said, those shows are always posted on our YouTube first. So let's go on, dive on, and finish the show off. Let's go on to our winners and losers. Harrison, let's just go on and start off with you. Missing link now for the past 2 hours of the podcast, including last week and this week. Why don't you come on back and give us a heater for a winner?
First winner goes to Mark Zuckerberg.
Hell of an
Man
answer.
is trying to become Batman right now. I swear to God. Like he's in that gym training for MMA, and he's actually looking good. The strikes look clean. The kicks look solid. His footwork's on point. Is he like? I could actually see him trying to use his money to become Batman at this point. He's done everything. Like fuck it.
How many
Why not?
fighters do you think slid in his DMs like, hey, dude, I can train you too for a real nice price? What not cheaper
Oh,
than that guy?
at least 200. At least 200.
Anthony, did you
Like-
see who was training him? Because I didn't see who he was with. But I'm assuming he has to be someone recognizable.
I don't know who it was personally. It was an Asian guy, but I don't.
Well, if we know
I
anything
don't
about some of these Asian fighters, maybe that's not the best situation to be in.
I don't know who he was training with, though. No,
Okay.
I was trying to look to see if he looked familiar, but I don't remember the name and I don't remember where he was from.
Well, maybe he'll be with Henry Hooft here soon or someone like that. I don't know. Where does Zuck? Does Zuck still live in California?
Either that or Texas or something
he's
like
one,
that.
he's one of those
Probably.
two. The Zuck also
Yeah.
lives in the metaverse, so he does his own thing.
He's training with
Oh yeah.
Kai Wu,
Kai Wu.
MMA fighter Kai Wu.
Kai Wu. Sorry,
I thought you
Kai
said
Wu.
Tai Lu for a second.
Oh,
there.
I knew that guy. Yeah, because he's about to make his like professional debut or some shit, right? Kai Wu.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. I'm literally reading it right now. He's about to make his debut on UFC Fight Pass.
Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, it's somebody who's at a decent promotion. Because Fight Pass is televising it. So.
Will the Zuck be in the corner? Question.
Ooh, real question.
That's a tougher.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I haven't
don't
walked
think so.
to the octagon with a set of like VR sets on. Haven't walking through the metaverse
honestly,
cage.
Like honestly, Zuckerberg gaining a lot of respect points. The fact that he trains MMA, that does that make him the toughest like big corporate like CEO?
I want to see him fight like Elon Musk.
Oh, he
or
beat the
Bill
shit
Gates
out of
to
Elon
prove it.
Musk. Dude, there's no way Elon
Oh,
Musk
yeah.
knows how to throw a punch.
Yeah, I'd go Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I'd go Zuck.
Solely for age, right? He's
Yes.
not old.
We should do a tournament bracket next
Yeah.
week. While we're off for the UFC.
Ooh.
No, 2 weeks. Do like do a
Yes.
CEO bracket, like who would win. I mean, our early
Yes,
favorite has to be the
yes.
Zuck, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It
After
does.
training footage, him in the gym, the proof is out there that he can throw hands. So
Yeah.
I need to see the Bill Gates highlight reel.
He's too old.
Jeff
He's out.
Bezos 1v1.
No, but the Bezos might be a sleeper. He might be a sleeper. That dude's that
Yeah.
dude could be a savage. Let's go on and move on to our next winner. Anthony, your first winner of the week.
My winner goes to Florida State.
I like it.
An SEC team finally lost this weekend. It's rare to see that happen. If they didn't kick a field goal and might have gone for two, this might not be my winner. But FSU came through. Brian Kelly.
I wanted to say he was my
on.
loser. I wanted to say
No,
he was my loser.
Yeah,
So bad.
he lives on. He's just not good.
He's not good. I think he lost the team the
Brian
minute he
Kelly.
tried to speak in the Louisiana accent, that the Baton Rouge, the Louisiana
Yeah,
style.
he did.
He lost the team.
You
He
go
lost the
from
ball.
the genuine Louisianian in Ed Orgeron to this fucking guy, this fucking Notre Dame dude.
A special winner
Fakes
this
the
week.
Southern accent. Like
That
him,
Orgeron,
I really can't believe he faked that Southern accent. One of my friends is a massive
absurd.
Notre Dame fan, and when he saw that, he's like, "This has to be the biggest joke ever that he's doing." He's from the Midwest. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, obviously MMA show all that shit. But like honestly, Notre Dame. Like if they had Brian Kelly as their coach this past weekend, I think they get blown out worse. I think Marcus Freeman might be a good coach.
yeah, their defense came to play for sure.
Yeah,
They just
holding that's crazy.
got beat in the trenches like late in the game, which was they're undersized. Probably don't have the depth that Ohio State either. So
yeah. I like
Brian Kelly really hasn't been a great coach since like 2012 to 2015. He hasn't been the same caliber.
They made the playoff a couple times. Let's be honest.
They made the playoffs, but like it's because it's Notre Dame.
That's
and
fair.
they have a somewhat
That
decent
has merit.
season.
That has merit. That has
Like,
merit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's more so it's Notre Dame and
Yeah. Whatever it is, the quarterback for Notre Dame, low key. Apparently, when he left Arizona State and Herm Edwards, like apparently the team was pretty hype. They're pretty excited. So maybe shows you what kind of guy that guy is. So let's look on my
it's a good
winner.
sign.
My winner is Robert Whitaker. Not only because he won this past weekend, but he's very based in a post-fight interview. Like, so why do you fight exciting? Like, why all this other kind of stuff? He's like, if asking like, what's your response to Izzy's decision wins? He's like, dude, if I could hug someone for 25 minutes and win, I would do it every single day of the week, which is fucking facts. Like, honest to God, if I could go out there and do that, I'd 100% do that. And anyone who says they wouldn't, you're full of shit, dude. You want to take any damage, you still make the same amount of money, you'd still be the champion. Obviously, you want to fight exciting fights. Certain people fight that way because it's just natural. Like Chad earlier said, I just fight naturally that way.
yeah.
It's just one of the, and he kind of talked about it too. He fights pretty exciting, so he's not going to lay and prey on people. But dude, if I could do that, hell yeah, I'd do that. And anyone who says otherwise, you're full of shit. You know you would too.
It's like the anyone who says they wouldn't be a third string quarterback in the NFL. Like, obviously everyone wants to be the starter, but if you could just sit on the bench, get a paycheck every week, and live off of that, you're chilling. You're having a great time.
How is that
And
similar?
preserve your brain.
I'm just kind of curious. How is that similar to being an exciting fighter to a lame prey fighter?
No, the going out and hugging someone every week to get a paycheck.
No, how is that the same as being a third string quarterback? Third string quarterback means you fucking suck, or not suck, but
well, you're good enough to get to the NFL. I mean,
I think he just means like you.
Well, I know what he's saying. I'm just trying to say, like, being a lay and pray guy, you have to act, that has to be your fight style. Being a third string quarterback just means, you're just.
That's very
true. That's your play style.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move
on.
Yeah,
you're playing that sucky play style.
Exactly. Well, I guess that's. Well, hey, I don't know. There's some third string, like Sam Ehlinger, third string quarterback, electric city. So yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, agree to disagree. Let's move on to our losers, which we can all agree on. Let's just snake draft this shit. I'm gonna go with my first loser, the government. I killed one of their spies this morning.
Oh no!
I was driving down the road and I murdered the shit out of this bird, dude. This bird had no chance against me. So the loser is the government. I took out one of their spies, their little cameras. It sounded like it was made out of metal. So all I'm saying is the loser is the government because I killed one of their minions. So
5G, man.
5G, man. My chip did. I felt a little buzz in my brain though when I killed it. So
they sent a little electrical neural, like a neural electric thing to
yeah.
Say, screw you. You took one of ours out. We're gonna give you a little bit of pain.
First time I've ever killed an animal, dude. It was kind of crazy. I didn't think it would be that loud. It was like a
Jesus.
I was like, oh shit.
Was it your windshield, the front of your car?
No, I hit the front end of my car, so I didn't hit the windshield. But I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see it, so maybe I didn't kill it. Maybe it's still alive out there, and I just painfully hurt. But I was going like 55, 60. No,
I mean, it's gone.
This thing's
5G network is down for a little bit.
Yeah, the 5G network on Bedford Avenue in Indianapolis is down right now. But the loser is the government because I murdered the shit out of a bird. All right, Anthony, your first loser.
My first loser goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Whoa!
They traded the house just to be, the 5th or 6th best team in the East. Even with Donovan Mitchell,
I like this take.
I don't see much movement of the needle. I don't see how they're better than the Bucks, the Nets, the fucking Sixers, the Celtics.
The Heat.
And that's just 4. The Heat, that's 5 right there that they're not better than. So
maybe the Raptors.
Maybe the Raptors.
Maybe the Raptors.
If the Bulls can stay healthy, maybe the Bulls
You're down to 7-8 seed right there.
Yeah, already. And
wow.
So I just don't see it unless one of these teams comes out and is just like, it's the regular season, fuck it.
Well, the Nets will
kind
do
of
that.
shits the bed, which is possible. The Nets could do that.
Yeah.
But even then, that's just one slot up. So
they're still in the play-in.
Yeah,
they're still technically around the play-in, which is crazy.
They're still around the play-in, and they traded so much for Donovan Mitchell, and does it truly move the needle?
I don't think Donovan Mitchell.
I don't think so.
Gave up. No. Donovan Mitchell, low-key volume shooter. I think you put him in a situation like Cleveland, may not look as good.
Exactly.
May not look as good. As a Knicks fan, I don't think he could be. They should be big winners here because they didn't give up their entire roster in draft picks to go after him. But I guess
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys saw this.
House.
Danny Ainge was like, "Fuck you, Donovan Mitchell. You don't like being here in Utah. I'm going to send you to Cleveland, bitch."
Literally, though.
that's why he didn't send him to New York. It's because they're pissed.
That's so funny.
I do not like Danny Ainge. He ruined the trade market purely for that Rudy Gobert trade, but I respect him for that because that's something I want every team to do is to fuck over their best players. Who would want to leave?
Shout out the new Utah top two in gay sex.
Oh my
Rudy
goodness!
and Colin Sexton.
Free our boy Rudy. Free Rudy. Friend of the show. Free Rudy Gay. Please send him to LA.
Wonder how those Mormons are taking the nickname.
Oh no. Mike Conley too. Get him on the Lakers.
I mean, Mike Conley's over there.
I mean, the Jazz are tanking. They could take that Russell Westbrook contract and just go 1-for-1 for Mike Conley. Hey,
they could.
Hey, I'm just saying that'd be great. Mike Conley, one of the most underrated point guards of all time. You could say that he's a dog.
He's very underrated.
He really does get shafted by the rankings. Like he's always been consistently good.
He got his first All-Star appearance in year like 14 or 13 or whatever. Even though he's been one of the top 10 point guards every year of his career. But it is what it is. The Cavs, losers. All right, next winner. Anthony, kick us off with your first winner. Oh, no, we're on Harrison. You're last loser.
Yeah, loser. First loser goes to Illinois. Get absolutely fucked by Tom Allen and the Hoosiers. Get wrecked. That shit was so fun to watch. The bar I was working out absolutely exploded when that touchdown happened with, 23 seconds left on the clock. Indiana football's back. 9-win Indiana is fucking back. Hoosiers by 1 million. That's all I got to say.
All I'm going to say is I fucking love the quarterback at IU. His name's Connor
Bazelak.
His nickname is Bazooka Bazelak. He has a rocket arm. He's like Drew Lock on IU.
Money.
But like not as good as Drew Lock is in college, but like he has a rocket arm. He overthrows everyone sometimes, but then he throws a fucking bomb from like 60 yards. Like, god damn, he has a good arm. But no, he's an electrifying quarterback. So at least IU football will be fun this year. So that's talking Hoosiers.
Thank God.
Harrison,
talking Hoosiers.
No, Snaker, your last winner, your second winner.
My last winner goes to Furkan Korkmaz for nothing Philly related this time. He was on the court for an international game the other day, and one of the Georgian players got into his face and started talking shit. And he didn't like that too much, so they get into pushing and shoving. The Georgian player gets ejected. After the game, they're walking back to the locker room. He gets jumped by 3 members of the Georgian international team, and apparently he fights them all off. Yeah.
Dude, the Georgians are a tough crew. That's a tough crew. There's a bunch of Marabs, Aliyah Tapurias, fucking Gigas, Roman Delizes. Like the Georgians are a tough breed of people. Man, that's embarrassing. That's disrespectful.
He's not the biggest guy either. He's
no.
I mean,
they should be ashamed.
Solid, jeez.
That's their shame.
Good for Furkan.
They're ashamed of their country. Ashamed of their country.
He's bringing that Philly attitude with him back to Turkey. So
apparently.
Shout out Furkan, and that's a dub for the week.
Enes Kanter isn't eligible to play for Turkey, right? He's like wanted there, right? They want to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Sorry. Enes Freedom. Sorry. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think he's ineligible to play for Turkey. I think he's a U.S. citizen now. So
yeah, he is.
If anything, he'd be on our team if we got desperate enough.
Well, Enes Freedom, I don't think will ever play internationally for the United States.
No, never again.
Nope. No. Well, he's being silenced.
Yes, he's being canceled and silenced.
He's being canceled and silenced for standing up for freedom in the United States of America. Before we get too political, your next winner.
I'm taking a book out of I'm taking a page out of Harrison's book here. We're gonna go Marvel movies and TV shows.
Oh, shit.
I want to say maybe about a year ago, I kind of started on the Marvel journey. I had never seen any of the Marvel movies before. And I've actually made it all the way down the list. I'm currently on, is it Miss Marvel with the Indian girl where she has like the powers and stuff? It's actually pretty fire. The series itself is pretty fire. That show is fire, but just the Marvel movie is actually pretty well made. I always chat on superhero movies besides Batman. But I actually really liked all the series. They've all kind of intertwined together. The movies, the storylines, the Disney Plus series. So I'm just gonna give it to Marvel. Their movies, their shows. The story writers are really in their bag with that one. So I really have no complaints. I wish Game of Thrones would take a note from them and
Okay, last night's episode was a fucking heater. That was
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet, so I can't tell you what happened. I can't say what happened.
Shit!
But
I need to see this new episode then. I
dude!
was passed out.
Oh man, it was great. It was great. Go watch it. It was a great episode.
Yeah,
we're back.
Me too.
We're back. We're back.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Okay.
We're back.
I love it.
Thank God.
I'm glad to hear it, man. So
maybe not. I'll put it this way: not politically, but you see some war. It's sick.
Okay. Need that.
Yeah,
I'm missing.
Okay.
Their fight scenes were pretty dope. So I'm down for some more.
Even when the storyline went to shit, the fight scenes were always on point. So,
I was gonna say it was always cool. I always love watching Jon Snow beat the shit out of people. But anyway, I highly recommend. We'll reconvene later. But talk about that not on the show, but we'll reconvene.
For sure.
Are we on to me now? Yeah, we are on to me. My last winner.
Yes.
My last winner. It goes out to criminals in Texas. Kevin Holland is no longer a vigilante. He said he is no longer going to help save people in Texas. He wants to focus more on the MMA career. He doesn't want to risk himself getting hurt. He wants to focus on his rise up the rankings, especially this week at UFC 279. So the winner is criminals in Texas, and just people who don't need to be saved. So criminals in Texas, your winners this week. And so snaking it.
Yeah.
Going into my last loser, boxers. So obviously last night boxers, it was a great event. There were a lot of cool knockouts, but they all have chicken legs, and I don't understand why. I think it might have something to do with like movement and shit. Regardless, though, it's a tough scene. Andy Ruiz's legs are disgustingly small compared to his body. Like Deontay Wilder gets shit. Andy Ruiz's legs make no sense. I have thicker legs. I think Harrison has thicker legs. Anthony, I'm assuming you have thicker legs too.
Jesus Christ!
Who's the kid from
professional athlete?
Who was the kid's name in Breaking Bad who had like cerebral palsy?
Walter White's son.
Walter Jr.
Yeah.
Walter Jr. His legs are the
Jr.
same size as Andrew Ruiz's legs. Like it's ridiculous how small these things are. They're fucking twigs.
Jesus.
As someone
he's built like Tai Tuivasa up top. And
yeah.
Like
Tai Tuivasa up top, Brandon Moreno on the bottom. It just I don't understand how they have these small legs.
Oh god.
It's not like they're not like short. They're just small. They're tiny.
Yeah. Like Kevin Durant.
I don't think worse than Kevin Durant. I don't think he could even squat 135. Like that's how small his legs look.
Oh my god.
So
it's pathetic.
That is pathetic. Squatting 135 is like ooh. Yeah, being a professional.
Never skip leg day.
He won, so it's not like he's doing something wrong. It's just it blows my mind how small their legs are. All right, let's move on from boxers being losers to Anthony. Who's your last loser?
My last loser goes to MMA Twitter and gambling Twitter. They are just all a bunch of losers, haters. I can't stand it. Everybody's so negative.
It's a cesspool.
It is a cesspool, man. Everybody's so negative. Nobody has anything positive to say. Like, I tweeted the other day, like, go outside, get some sunshine, take a walk, and reevaluate why you're a hater. Like, it's just
that's a fire.
It's annoying.
Touch grass.
It's just
touch fucking grass.
It's just so annoying, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand like the negativity nonstop. Why people are constantly hating on other people. It's just. I don't know, man. So they just give them. They're losers. They are losers. They are losers. That's what it is.
If you if you want to go down a rabbit hole of just incredibly funny content, just go to Fire MMA Clips Twitter right now. He went from telling people you can't embed tweet my illegal video because you're taking away followers from me. I'm going to block you if you do that. Okay, whatever. I don't care. And then he starts talking about how he has so much sex. When you start talking about how much sex you have, I think you're losing in your arguments. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I bet that guy doesn't talk.
Oh my! This guy.
If you're saying how much sex you have, that means you don't have sex. Oh, are you looking at it?
Yeah. Quote, I'm not going to lie. I walk into a bar and tell a woman I have an MMA Twitter account with 15,000 followers, and every time she asks me, my place or yours.
I think he's into
Jesus
joke now.
fucking
I think
Christ,
he got deep enough to where he's into the joke, but he was dead ass before. He was completely dead ass.
Yeah.
He's like, in between getting all my clips, I'm just fucking nonstop.
And he started off the thread with, "Let me explain something to you. You know it's gonna be good from there."
Listen, I don't even want to. I want
Yeah.
if you want to listen to this guy just lose his mind, go check it out. It's entertaining. It's funny. Go ahead and check it out. That guy is a fucking loser.
He's a prime example of
Yeah, of caring way too much about their like social followings and stuff for stuff. You're not even. He's like stealing money from me or something, dude. You're not making money posting illegal clips.
no.
He's straight posting through the pain.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. All right, Harrison, wrap us up with your last loser.
My last loser goes to Chicharito. Imagine the situation. You're tied at 2, 95th minute of 5 minutes of stoppage time, and you have a penalty set up. You think you would put it, try to place it in the corner, top, lower, just somewhere away from the goalie to make the save. That's not what Chicharito did last night. Instead, he runs up and does the weakest-ass Panenka chip shot penalty I've seen in my life. Goalie doesn't even move. He just stands there, puts his hands up, and catches the ball. Easiest save of his life, at least the day. And that's a blown chance for LA Galaxy to win the game. So, Chicharito, just hold that L, buddy. That's tough.
That looked like when FIFA changed the penalty kicks
my
and you were trying to
God.
like learn how to do the penalty
Oh
kicks
my
and you just like
God.
press it and
Yes.
like once and you like mess up and it's like what the fuck and it just like chips it right to the goalie. Like that's literally what that felt like.
That
It's
is
like, you
yes.
learning.
I
Man.
never forgive EA every time they change the penalty style. I hate them for
hate
like
it,
2
bro.
years.
It's painful.
Fuck that noise.
Dude, and like it's like when 2K changes the shot meter. It's just painful.
Yeah.
You have to readjust how to shoot basketball in 2K. It's painful. Stop changing shit, or at
That's
least
the one thing that.
Mm.
That's what I like
Pull
about
Madden 23 and yeah.
No, you go for it. What are you
I
saying?
think we should all just keep interrupting each other.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I think so. No, they should pull a Madden 23 and change things for the better, not the worse. Like, fuck off with that shit.
At least we can buy.
Yeah.
You can buy college football this next year, and then you don't have to buy it for another like 4 or 5 years.
That's true.
God.
Just get your
Thank
rosters
God.
updated. That's what I do with Madden. I just get my rosters updated. It may not look as pretty, but hey, I don't give a shit. So,
Honestly, the new Madden, the changes they made are for the better. It's a much better game this year than it has been in years past.
so what they do? Make it look a little better.
It's a lot less glitchy. Like
Okay.
They actively,
Is it the same tackle animations?
The gameplay. No, it's smoother. It's a lot smoother and more realistic.
Well, I'll give it like 2 months, and then you're gonna have the same tackle animations over and over and over and over
Oh,
and over and over
probably.
and over again.
Yeah.
No originality.
Probably.
I remember like 2K5 had their like the Unreal. They had their engine for tackling was like so like you want to see the same tackle multiple times in a row because it's like based on like physics and shit. I don't know, whatever it was like the best tackling system, and then they got bought out and didn't really get to see it since. But
that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I really wish we could have seen what 2K could have done with in modern gen. With
I wish they could make college. Just like them make college football. Like, that'd be sick. That'd be cool.
Their NHL games were so fun too. NHL 2K.
I think Shell's fun.
Mode.
I think Shell's fun though.
Shell's great.
Shell's great.
But
I was talking video games. So anything, any shout outs, closeouts before we wrap this bad boy on up?
No, I don't think so. It was a good week. Hopefully, you have another good week.
Yes, Harrison.
Yeah. Shout out that Seabat song I've been hearing everywhere on my TikTok. I want it to fucking stop. I heard it once on Thursday, and it's just been constant. It's the guy who posted today. I fucked up by not playing the right music during intimate time with my girlfriend, and it was this fucking
sex.
He was having sex with his girlfriend, and he was playing this godforsaken song.
I don't know if we play it. Like, will we get copyrighted?
Oh yeah, well, true. There's this fucking song that was. If you've ever watched Workaholics, it's like the song that was playing during one of their best episodes when they wake up from a hangover, and it's been all of my For You page, and I just wanted to go the fuck away.
So loser,
every 5 minutes.
There we go. There's an extended loser.
I'm a loser.
You know what the worst thing about TikTok is? You know what the worst thing about it? You'll be scrolling through, you're watching, the stuff that you want to watch. Like, I watch it like drunk driving videos, which are still the funniest things on the internet. I don't know if you guys are on drunk driving TikTok.
It's the best. It's the best.
What is that? Like, people actually what?
Okay, so just a quick
family of 4 walking down the street. God's drunkest driver.
No.
behind you.
The funniest one is like a 6-pack of beer. It's you opening the first one, and then it's like as you grab for another, it's you grabbing your keys with an empty 6-pack. Anyway, so
TikTok is the place to be.
drunk driving TikTok is so funny. Anyway, sorry, drunk driving, don't do it. First off, don't do it. It's
but the TikToks are good.
But the TikToks are fine. The TikToks are fine. Anyway, it's like you'll be scrolling through your TikTok feed, and then you get like one thirst trap, and you think to yourself, "Oh, this might be funny." You see a stitch or something, and then it's not, and then you're fucked because then you just keep getting thirst trap after thirst trap because they're trying to alert. You watch for a millisecond, it's stuck on your feed forever, or for a minute. Then you have to go back to watching more drunk driving TikToks. Get yourself out of there. So,
yes, you have to reset the cycle. You gotta God's drunkest driver.
Gotta be a soldier. You gotta be a soldier. Get yourself out of there. Especially if you have a girlfriend. Especially if you have a girlfriend, then it's tough. Then it's a tough scene. Don't know anything about that one. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this show up. Thanks, shout out Chad. Friday, obviously got the UFC 279 preview, probably the worst card of the past couple months. It'll be a fun one as always. Gonna have a special guest on there. Can't tell you who yet. We'll tell you when we post it. Or when we find out. But anyway, we got that. We might have Chris Barnett hopping on the show for a little bit. We'll let you know, keep you updated on that. But at the very minimum, we've got our boy Darian Weeks on the show. Awesome interview. Great talking to him. Gave me some haircut. So, without further ado, see you guys on Friday. Peace. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.fit today.